Living the dream.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, this is interesting right here. I mean, this move, boy, went down because I love this reverse function because it's a reverse function on these bands, and bounced right off the 3 SD band. That little run up we had went up, rejected off the 2 SD band. But this is good place to turn around
here. Yeah, it sure is.
Area.
I can tell you what it is.
Yeah, Mr. Price Predictor. Where are we going to be? I like looking at it on the 4-hour candle. And obviously, just by looking at this, right? I mean, this is probably about 30 back. 30 whatever. So, I mean, we're about to see this mean start charging down. But then at what point do we break out above it?
Yeah.
That's the trick.
Well, it sure is a lot easier with this information. Hey, there you go. Hey, Saron.
Yeah. Am I in the stream chat? I am in the stream chat. Hey. Okay. But anyway, there's plenty of other good info. Did we run here, let me reload this freaking chart. Hey. Now, ladies and gentlemen, yes, that's the daily 3SD there. Price action went a little bit below it. I mean, we're talking $40. Closed the candle right on top of it, and then ran up real quick, back up inside the 95 for Laplace, which then just dumped right back out. But we're literally sitting right here. That's the daily S4. So 3SD, daily S4. This price action isn't dumping anymore today. I mean, this is pretty much, okay, dumps over for today. Let's see what happens. Yeah, supposedly Luna sold like 1.4 billion in Bitcoin. And their stable UST is at 0.93. I guess they're like imminent implosion. They're down like 30% today. So crazy. Yeah, 25.6%. Luna's leading the market down.
Nice short.
Jesus, right? Real nice short. Crazy though. So now it's where do we go from here? Well. Obviously, just like going up and hitting the 95 for Laplace, right? Projection. I love these macro projections because literally, especially when we already know there was fucking bear div, that's top. Right? Right here. Boom. Now, we had this little dip and then the run up to 70, then immediate sell-off. So, but that's why I love these macro projections, because here we go. Doesn't matter what side of the distribution it's on. It's all about the probabilities, and voila, here we are again. And literally went by the first standard deviation on the current weekly candle by about, not much, few $100s. What's it at? 30.8. And we got down, yeah, about 500, but then pulled immediately right back up. Right back up. And now we're a couple $100 above it. Just fluttering right here. This is what I was explaining to somebody earlier. I was like, well, it's all about probabilities. Do I know for a fact that this is the bottom? No, of course I don't. And I've seen 4.6% chance cream pie people before. So it breaks here. You're looking at these low numbers. You're looking at some low numbers. But when there's a 95.4% chance that is the case, I'm rolling with the probabilities. Where's my water? Get a drinky.
Yeah. If it falls, you get some cheap Bitcoin. If it goes up, you know.
Scream down. Hell, the week just freaking started. Scream down. But considering we're day in, we already tested the 1SD on the weekly. Nice little power move. And it's almost like, okay, well, in my opinion, it's at the end of this move. You know, getting it all out. Let's get it out. We finally touched down on the 95.4. Now are the returns gonna mean revert? So I mean, it's perfect. Look at the perfect touches. That's why people are like, oh yeah, it's all. What is this witchcraft? What's this witchcraft that you manifest onto these charts? It's like, hey, dude, it's a fucking Laplace distribution. Look at the wicks. When everybody's like, oh, just random wicks. Boy, that was pretty volatile. I wonder what the hell. Let's draw a trend line. That's when people don't even realize how trend lines that they're drawing. They're literally just tracing the distribution. Pretty much most of the time, man. It's funny. Pretty freaking funny. Perfect wicks. 95.4% chance Bitcoin was not going to get above, right? That projection level.
Show me a Voodoo TA tool that lets you trade wicks with accuracy to such a high degree. Doesn't exist.
I think this is what's great about the macro, though. So you can go here, boom, and instead of doing what it did there, you can run that distribution, all these high numbers, and just continue pulling back, testing the 95.4, pull back, test the 95.4. And that's when people are like, oh, well, yeah, well, you know, it's just bouncing off data sets. And it's like, that's where you lose me. You already lost the fucking conversation in my mind. There's no reason to continue. Because there is no real support and resistance.
Yeah, those are just invented things.
Yes, it's a real market. So how do you track? Not even track. How do you even attempt to understand this fucking beast that's Bitcoin by throwing a distribution on it? Seeing what's being respected. And man, I'm telling you right now, it loves Laplace distribution. And you know when it started loving Laplace distribution was right around the time, and I'm thinking probably about 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, when you started hearing like these big firms like talking about Laplace distribution. So voila. So to the downside, wicked right to it. 95.4. Pulling back up right now. This would be a great little bottom. Right when people are just like, we're all doomed. We're all doomed. Traditional markets have just another rough day. Yeah, they got jacked. I'll tell you what, this would be real interesting because here's what's great about Bitcoin is even though you can tell there's a lot of institutional money involved because of the correlation there is between them, but that's still, I mean, Bitcoin could decouple if the regular stock market were to take a dump. I mean, Bitcoin is supposed to be the hedge. It wouldn't shock me if Bitcoin took off and traditional markets just dumped. I'm surprised we haven't, considering how much traditional markets are down. I'm surprised Bitcoin's not down a little more. But there you go. There's a distribution.
Give it a few hours, man.
Now there's a 68.3% chance price action comes up test right here. So, we're talking about 43K or something. And then we're literally back up in the 68.3 from this projection. And these all matter to me. These all matter to me. You can see wicks, you can see candle closes, why they matter. I mean, they do matter. Especially when I see something like, right, when I see this run up from 41K, that's powerful. When we come down here, when we get into the mean, dip below it, pull back, testing the bottom side, rejecting, get up. Then we had, when I started this new projection, we literally opened up, ran to the 68.3 Laplace to the top side, then dumped right to the mean of the projection. Pulled back up, created a doji. The rest is history. This was a beautiful candle. You kidding me? We open up, what a fake out. Pretty freaking powerful. Run up, do a 1 SD move on that weekly candle. Pull back, close below the 68.3 from back here, from 41K low. Then run, almost do 68.3 to the downside. Pull back up, create that doji, but can't get back in. That was like a little precursor to, okay, this thing's continuing. We're going to get some continuation. Just the way that closed. They like put a, no, here's a doorstop. Opened up, tried, right? Got a little bit by the 68.3 Laplace, probably by a few $100, 500 maybe. But then drop, created another, kind of not really a doji, kind of a fat one. But right there, boom. If you understand the distribution, if you're crying out loud, that's kind of a no-brainer. Do you know how many good short scalps these last couple of weeks? Holy mercy. Good stuff. So now we're just we get to watch what happens. Powerful.
Stop. I was sick.
And on the 4 hour, I was talking about just the bull dip. It's been building. It's building, man. Building. 4 hour. I mean, this baby, especially after a powerful move like that, this is what starts to create it. And what this is telling, I mean, it's less and less every one of these down moves. Now from here to here it wasn't, but here's the anchor point back there. So definitely building. I mean, I would definitely imagine we're gonna be popping up here and testing this wave trend at some point. Testing the wave trend at some point, but just from looking at my chart right here on the 4 hour, we are probably I don't know. It looks like a nice bounce area to me. That's all I'm going to say about that. Let's get up here on the day. check something out.
That Shannon entropy, man. That correlated Shannon entropy. That thing is killer. Candle by candle.
Oh, this thing's just.
It's just, I mean, you want directional Shannon entropy, SEP.
Hands down, got the best indicators around. And
it's just, if you know how to read this information, if you know what to do with the Shannon entropy, you literally have a directional entropy indicator. What? Yeah, we do that. What?
Yep.
That's just
literally. You know when market goes into trend, and really the only way to read that is with entropy. What if you could freaking correlate that to give you direction of which way it's going to trend?
Yeah.
Oh no, you can't do that.
Oh, we did that. Yeah. Our brain trust built that. Yeah. That's amazing.
Guys,
I mean, if anybody who doesn't know how to read this stuff who's in here should always ask if you need a refresher, if you've been away for a while. If you're new to this, you know, and you have no idea what's going on because how do you, feel free to jump into our public channel even and ask us, hey, what is this? And we'll ask you, and we'll answer you some basic stuff that you need to know to dig in head first and start learning. People always say they want to know the secrets of trading, but when you actually tell them, they don't actually want to know.
It's like everybody wants to freaking go take a peek inside the Jesus, the Ark of the Covenant. I can't even
Right.
now.
Yeah. But then when you give them the opportunity, no, I won't do that.
Your eyeballs melt into your brain. You're like, I don't want this. I didn't know it was going to be like this.
Yeah. That's what this is.
Right.
I mean, hats off to our developers and coders. They're just unbelievable.
Right.
And the fun it is to discover all these things with them is just unreal.
Boop. The index. Thank you, sir. Yep. This is, I mean, do you remember me talking about this? I know somebody has to. I said, if we close a weekly candle below the reverse fissure on the weekly, it's going to go down and test this 99 length variance log moving average. Well, it did more than test it. Sent a big pink dilly right through the heart. My goodness gracious. And I do remember as well talking about going, you know what? Let me look at something real quick. If I talk out to my ass. Yeah, we went by that monthly 1SD. It's gonna push pretty hard probably to get back up inside this 1SD here on the monthly. I mean, that's that's up there about 32K. I mean, hell, we're almost there. We almost pulled back up to it a minute ago. Let me see, how high did we get? Yeah, then about $100, 31.80. I love when people are talking like they understand the market and they're just like, oh, I had that on my chart for a long time and blah, blah, blah. Saw this dump coming. Oh, nice. Well, I'm preaching to the choir then. You already got this thing figured out. Good for you. Look at the weekly. You guys, this is also when you're like, okay, it's time to fucking call the bottom down in here. When you're running an outlier down through these confidence intervals like this, I mean, this bad boy is going to work its way back up to the top side now. Boy, it almost did here. We had those couple outliers when we were running up, but this is pretty deep. I mean, we're literally having an outlier on the weekly too. We can change this up. Let's see if anything's sticking out. So, I mean, when you've got the historical volatility z-score, right, the AVZ, heading down, significantly positively correlated, right? Significantly positively correlated volatility that's contracting. Shit, man. Why does the weekly look like it's ebb and flowing into a dump? And we've already moved down. Think about where we were at. I mean, this thing's almost moved down about 20K again? We were at what, 48? Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, good times, man. Good times. It'd be nice if you had an indicator where you knew what was really happening. Which we do. So that's okay. I'm looking for Bitcoin to definitely pull back up here above like 32.5. Why does people know? Oh hell, they're not. What, dude? The market's market's crashing. People are like going into stable coins, like Knuckles. They literally they go stable at the bottom.
Yep.
Sweet. Like, if you were going to go into stable coin, you should have been there at 70K.
Yeah.
For Christ's sake, this market's down what, 60% now?
Yeah. Even tech stocks are down. I mean, some stocks are down like 80%, like tech stocks and stuff.
Yeah, from the tippy. I mean, we're not going to call that. I mean, we have that pullback.
I mean, they're shit coins. They just happen to be called stocks on the stock market, but they're shit stocks. Like, even though they're, they might have been trading for hundreds of dollars. Even now, they're not. Even now they're not even $100. They're not even 50.
6.
But they don't want to call them shit stocks.
This is what's crazy. Download logging these numbers in my head real quick. So we literally, since that run up from 10K, first, 55% pullback, 52% pullback, 32% pullback. Pretty crazy. And now the monthly, I mean, this month just started. What are we, a weekend? This will be gotta get, if it doesn't turn around, it doesn't turn around. I'm just saying, probability wise, I mean, there's a 68.3% chance this baby rallies up above 36 at least.
Yeah, definitely can do that. Definitely can do that, for sure.
And considering weekly, we just nailed the 95.4. I'm not saying this can't happen, right? We go up, test it, and then get another low, like we got another high here, then come back. So,
what's weird to me is that traditional markets, we've been so correlated with them today. They go down 3-4%. Bitcoin does 10 or 12. So like that. There's something going on there too. Like they're trying to push this thing down, I think, and get this over with.
Bitcoin is a much smaller market than traditional stocks.
Yeah, for sure. But like we've been so correlated, literally 2% traditional, 2% in Bitcoin. Like it's been just so correlated lately.
Right. Well, when there's,
now we're starting to see a little bit of outliers from that.
Let's see here. Yeah, I mean that's went a little bit by the 1SD. I mean, I wouldn't be bit surprised to see this thing like fairly quickly pull back up, almost 32, back up inside this weekly 68.3, especially off hitting the 95.4 there. Usually you'll get a nice. I mean, here you didn't. You had the run up, but boy, right there, it really pulled back. I'm just using this as an example of what can happen and why the distribution's important. Show is people buying up there. People buying up there. Right? It's like, hello. I don't know. Now, could it have kept running? Sure. But man, there was div building and stuff.
Yeah, well, the hopium is strong when people have a lot of it.
The hopium.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
It's understandable why People who don't have the right information make the wrong decisions. And 99% of people in trading, in retail trading, don't have the right information. It's just that simple. And they can deny it all they want. We're laughing all the way to the bank.
Denied it was 84 bars. See how this
Actually, we're laughing all the way to the private key wallet. Hardware wallet.
Give me your private keys and I'll run them through a filter to make sure they're safe. Yeah, I mean, I remember looking at this. Obviously, 10K, right? Woo, we literally ripped through the 99.7 Laplace. That is not sustainable. This pullback was a no-brainer. But at what point, right? That's where it gets crazy.
Yeah.
But when it did, it got comfortable in between the 95.4 and 99.7. Tested the top side of the 95.4 a couple times. Got this nice bounce. Now we're back down inside. So, I mean, literally on the weekly, I mean, there's a 68.3% chance. You know what though? That's a long time to be running that projection on a weekly. This was a monthly. Would be okay. Let me see something. La-di-da-di, everybody. Let's take her back. Boom. Yep.
I mean, that's pretty remarkably accurate right there.
What am I looking for? Should I go all the way back? Yeah. 81 bars. It's just beautiful. A little warm here. But now, so if you're running Laplace, yeah, but see, coming from way back here, there wasn't anybody even thinking about Laplace distribution.
Right.
So you got to throw this on normal to see what I wanted to show you in the first place. There we go.
Yeah.
That's on the monthly. Like I said, we're just floating around in between the second and third standard deviation. And this is great. I mean, you had the second standard deviation up here, but the best thing was that little blue dot to the dollar. Price action on that monthly candle hit the 3SD. Next thing you know, Bitcoin's at $3,100.
But Bilbo, how can you say that? If you draw enough lines and dots on the chart, you'll hit something. Like to the dollar every time? Really? Again, show me a voodoo indicator that does that. No, they don't exist.
All the macro fucking traditional goofies, they're looking at the top of this data set going, oh no, Bitcoin's going back to like 1250. It bounces on the top side of the first standard deviation. COVID, oh no, we're probably going to negative $1 million now. The world's ending. Hell, Bitcoin doesn't even matter. We're all going to die.
Yeah.
But that on that COVID dump, barely got by the 3SD, pulled back up, run new all-time highs.
Yeah.
Bounce again, top side first standard deviation. Do we come back down to this sucker again? I mean, man, we're talking 10K. We're talking 10K. But that's why I'm not going to make any prediction about that using this chart. I would rather go something like... First, let me swap this back to Laplace. Laplace, boss, Laplace. And take it to right here. Because that's when they were. Whoops, didn't see. Sucker. This is about when people were starting to catch wind. 26. Let's see here.
That's Laplace, where they started to catch on.
Found a little support on top of the 95.4 here to get that run up to the new all-time high, 71. That was great too, because that was like right below the monthly 68.3 Laplace. So
Just so we're clear, it's not like we don't know about Arch and Garch and stuff like that. It's just, there's different models available, and this is the one we use. We find it to be high performance.
Switch this from here. So this looks like I'm normal. Just for shits and giggles. Yeah. Nothing. Put that down in the files. Got a little warm today. It's almost 80. It was almost 80.
That's nice, man.
So
Let's
now
see here.
probability. This is what's great because you can kind of look and be like, okay, what's more probable in your mind? That we come down here and test the top side of the 68.3 at 8K, or we push back up, right? We push back up to the 95.4, which, hell, that's a 55.6 area. It's just, to me, I mean, just, I don't even have that circuit. I removed that circuit of 8K Bitcoin and we shot out of that hole up to 70. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
But you never know. You never freaking know. So we're on a monthly. So let me check some real quick here.
Well.
Sad that handy. Definitely below. And look at look at that freaking. Look at that COVID dump. Almost got to the band. And but the 3SD was right inside it. That's another thing this is powerful for when we get these bands up in there. This is total witchcraft.
Just gonna be a big black rectangle in this video.
Witchcraft. Nah, we can show it. Don't matter. They ain't nobody getting this sweet pea. Wouldn't know what they were looking at even if they did see it.
All 10 0. Maybe 20.
Too good not to play with. Purdy. So yeah, that's what we're working with. That's what we are working with.
We're just going to replace this with stock footage of our rocket going to the moon.
It's my rocket. There are many like it, but this one is mine. What am I on? 5 days?
Let me just say, as a scalper on low time frame, with volatility and not needing leverage and all that, it really is good to have useful information like all these indicators that we have here, and knowing how to read them is key. So make sure, if you're listening to this or watching this on YouTube later or whatever, if you don't know what this is and you want to know, like I said before in the video, ask in the Discord. We are happy to answer questions. We want people to know how to trade this way. We realize most people will never look for this information because they just want to gamble. But
just go buy
people who actually want to trade should be asking us about this if they really want to know. And we're not trying to sell you a damn thing. Like, you don't want to know? We don't care. we don't care. Because we're having a good time trading. So, if you want to know, we are friendly, and we like to let people know.
Gonna run it down the mountain.
Now is apparently the time we're supposed to ask you to hit the like button or something and comment and shit. Subscribe. Definitely hit the bell. Bell.
Hey man, hit the bell.
Yeah, but if you don't, whatever. Have a nice time not doing any of that also. But I will say this, if you do think that this information is useful to you and you want to know about it, just like I said, get at the Discord. Yeah. Open your mind to the possibility that you may be able to learn something that will blow your mind.
There we go. There's a nice little 15-minute projection. That run to the low, right to the 3SD. Meow.
Yeah. Boom. Look
All
at
right.
that thing.
99.7 Laplace, I mean. And for those of you who don't understand what that is, that pink line on the bottom down there that's cradling price action like a rabbit fur jockstrap. That is the 99.7 Laplace distribution range. There was only a 0.03% chance that that jockstrap would fail.
Yeah.
And BTC would drop below that level. Immediately ran right back up inside the 95 for Laplace, then dumped a couple 15-minute candles back below. The probability just line up, get your ass up here. There's a 95.4% chance. You can see it opened up, wicked down, bounced right off of it. Whoop. Beautiful. Now, do the returns mean revert now? Would be nice to have a freaking indicator that showed something like that.
Hey, you're killing me, bro. Killing me.
Brain trust.
Yeah.
Brain trust that alpha trading. Come up with something like that.
Beep.
That's right. Somebody's
You
not
can tell it's mean reverting with beautiful tools like the Shannon, like the AME EPP. You can tell if it's mean reverting with that right away. Trending or random walking. You can tell.
Received the letter or addressed to the coder wolves.
Tell if it's mean reverting with the power means, right? If you see the returns moving back towards the power means, like the price action following up towards the power means, that's a very accurate indicator right there. The alpha power means.
All right. Yep. Let's get back tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let's check it out tomorrow. But yeah, I'll get with everybody tomorrow, 5 p.m.
Later.
Better time for you, Yasha, I know.
Oh yeah, for sure, man.
Cool.
Yes.
And say around. Time to fly. Thanks, you guys.
Yeah.